You, do you have social anxiety? Well, most of us have it too. No big deal. We have it either on a micro level, like struggling to talk to a stranger, or on a macro level, like giving a speech in a business meeting. Now the key in dealing with fears and anxieties is consistent incremental exposure. You pick a fear, you start by facing it on a small level and build slowly as you gain momentum. You can use props and leave them behind you as you get used to your new environment or situation. I'll only mention things I have tried for now. Maybe do other videos on this later, but regardless. So, exercise number 1. Be the expert. Step 1. Create a survey of questions about social dynamics, interpersonal relationships, anime, TV shows, whatever. It can be a personality test or anything you are comfortable with. After all, you are the expert. Or print an existing online survey. Step 2. Warmly and politely approach strangers pretending to be doing a study on something or gathering info for a project. Step 3. Give a false time constraint. Tell them it's a quick survey and you will leave in a minute. Step 4. You can start with asking simple questions like their name or alias if they are reluctant to share it. Maybe some yes or no questions initially, questions with interesting options, and open-ended questions. Since you are the interviewer, you have the control on the direction of the conversation. Keep it lighthearted. Don't be too rigid or force them to answer the questions. The goal is for them to talk and you to participate. Inject humor as you please, validating and expanding on their answers. You can ditch the questions later if you are comfortable enough. Since they are the ones being interviewed, they don't want to disappoint you. They will be more nervous than you. Print multiple copies in case you want to do more sets. You can do a group next. You can do females only if the survey seeks female opinion. It's just an excuse to let you experience that people aren't as bad or scary as you think they are. They will help you if you get too anxious. Eventually you can move to doing those without props, ultimately gaining the habits of asking for people's opinions. People love to talk about themselves. They love hearing their own voice. They love hearing their own names and being validated by others. Before I move to the next exercise, make sure to harass the like button with your fist. Subscribe if you haven't already and hit that bell to get all the notifications. Another thing that is to have fun with is guess the profession game. Step 1. You sit somewhere, pick a person, and hopefully not a moving target. Step 2. Try to figure out their job or any other info based on their body language, tone of voice, their vocabulary if you can hear them talk. Step 3. You can allow your intuition to have its fun. It doesn't have to be serious. If you are a university student, you can try and guess their major, for example. Step 4. After 2 minutes, you can say hi, explain to them the guessing game, and ask them about their own profession, and then give them your guess. Step 5. Always sneak in a compliment there, while explaining the reason you picked that option. Let's say, guy with short hair, great posture, talks in short bursts. This means they could be a military officer. When you explain the reason, make it sound good. I picked military officer for you because you look like a guy who can hold his own in a fight. If the job is a bit sensitive or seen in a negative light, think of something you deem interesting or fascinating about it. Let's say a person works in McDonald's, which is an honorable job but often looked down upon. You work in the service industry, huh? Well, that explains your approachability or social skills or whatever. If they work as a garbage man, you can discuss their tremendous ability to withstand uncomfort. After all, if it was me, I would have quit a long time ago, right? Just find something interesting about them. It's always better to stick to genuine compliments, to be courteous. A 1-minute conversation is enough and you can run away if you are feeling too overwhelmed. You can stay longer if the person is having a good time, maybe even ask them to guess your profession or major, or to give you tips or share something they learned from their field. You can keep a score to gamify the exercise. Make sure the person is comfortable and not too shy to ask you to leave. Don't impose yourself. It's always great to leave on a high note. Again, people yearn for interesting conversations, to be distracted from their normal routine. When an odd character such as yourself offers few moments of escape, a good number will love to talk to you. Even introverts who are drained by social interaction can turn into eloquent speakers when sharing their interests. These exercises are interesting and can be done regardless if you are socially anxious or not. You can be creative and explore different styles and angles. You can inject your own knowledge of human psychology when practicing them. Whatever you do, remember that being anxious is normal and that change is inevitable. Just make sure it happens on your own term before you are forced to accept it. Also, avoid talking about politics or controversies. If you have an exercise or trick that you do to be less anxious, please share it with us. Now, which one of these exercises is your favorite? Leave your comments below, and if you want to learn how to avoid being a sucker, click this video over here. I'll see you there.